check the description box below for tabs and backing tracks on my website, information about exactly what sound tools I'm using today, live streams, charts, backing tracks on Patreon, my deep dive courses that I make in partnership with Truefire, and how to schedule lessons with me. It's all on my website. Okay, let's look at the first part. The chord progression is G, E minor, G, E minor, G, E minor, and a neat little walk down. Already we got there's going to be some interesting key change stuff happening. F, E minor, and then a D, and a D, well, really a C over D. All right, the vocal melody is major pentatonic off of G, which I say this all the time. Very often, vocal melodies are major pentatonic for major songs, minor pentatonic for minor songs. That's why it's good to be so good at the pentatonics. Okay, what's that first lick? Already I can tell I hybrid picked it. Let's see if this is going to be in focus. Yeah, you can see that. Rotate around, show it once more. Yeah, I accidentally made this one kind of tricky, but it is fun to play. Hey, by the way, thanks Godan for sending me this guitar. These are cool. TV Jones, I think that's a TV Jones Star mount, it's called, and a Lawler. This is the same spec as I think their Stadium Pro model. So if you don't like this finish, if you're like, okay, they do make one that's just white. Very comfortable guitar. Okay, and then that little turn from the F to the E minor to the D, I'm going to go harmonized double stop sixes. Not a sixth chord, an interval. That's the distance between the two notes. I have a video about it. So let's look at that passage. Here's the F, the E minor, but really just those two, the D, and then, yep, I got that high E up there. Comes around again. Now, before we get to the pre-chorus, I think that time on that C over D, I did a 5 and 5. That's a chord, by the way. A very nice, I think of it as a 70s chord, really. Instead of just doing. And then the chord progression for the pre-chorus. Okay, pre-chorus. A minor, G over B, C, D, and this is, yep, a secondary dominant. E sus4 to E. That's not in key. Let me just run through that again. I'll briefly explain the music theory behind that. A minor, G over B, C, D, E sus4 E. The quick explanation of a secondary dominant. It's a really cool songwriting chord progression thing. That chord progression started on an A minor. What is the 5 chord in the key of A minor? It's E. And that's why within the key of G, we can have an E, because it's an approach chord. It's a, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the A minor chord. And so the rule is you can put a 5 chord in front of whatever chord you want, as a, like, here I am, I'm going to A minor. Let me put an E in front of it. I think, does it show up elsewhere? No, that's the only one in this song. But yeah, it shows up in a lot of places. So that's why that chord exists. Now, to combine the melody with that, I did one of those. That's the melody does go. What does the melody go? Yeah, I think the melody's going. it's doing that, but I kind of, I did a little bit more there. So this is an A minor. Yep. Coming in on the 9th of the chord. Well, lucky, that's the 9th fret also. And then, I'm playing a T-style guitar, might as well, do a little chicken picking in there, because the chord is, C, D. So I'm like, well, here's a C chord. This is a chicken picking thing. Instead of just doing that, a double stop 6th, you can bend into the double stop 6th. Get a clean whole step bend there. And then what chord is that? It's the C to the D. Okay, well, I guess that doesn't go with the... it makes a D6. Here's that E sus4. And yeah, we're hybrid picking. Let's look at that passage again. Hoist. Where am I? I love that slide there. The bendy bit. One more time this way. I like that. And then, okay, second time goes. Because I think the chord change goes. Yeah, we have a little kind of build up to the full-on chorus. And then I'm gonna be thinking around this G major pentatonic, because we know there's our major pentatonic melody. I don't know why, I just had to hit that G there after that. Oh, so the chorus chords are, please, B minor, and this is cool, a D minor to that E, and then the walk up. And that D minor is just really, detour, is an extension of that secondary dominant. It's kind of like for that little piece of time we're like in the key of A minor. Very cool little key change in there. So one more time, that chord change. That's just really neat stuff. It's like when you get past the production of any given great song, if you can see past what you might think of as, cheesy production, there's always cool stuff going on. And any song that we've heard, you dig around, you're like, oh, neat. So neat. Okay, though. So I go. Here's my B minor. And this is the tricky part. Here's a D minor. And why is that a D minor? Well, let's see. Here's a D minor here. Here's a D minor here. Here's a D minor here. You could call those cage shapes. At this point, I'm moving away from that. I'm just calling it. That's where the chords are. So it doesn't sound like an internet buzzword. All right. That's just me. And by the way, that's also a harmonized double stop 6. Hybrid picked. Hoist. I'm looking for that E. I made it into an E7, which I do think is on the track. G sharp and D. Hendrix chord. But just those. So that little passage. That's the coolest part of the arrangement. And that's tricky because then we have the walk up. Just say so. So I did A minor, and I'm hybrid picking it. G over B, because there's a G. The C, and instead of doing the D, I have to, get that pickup again. So that whole chorus. That's tricky. It is fun to play though. It's a really good chorus. It's great. Okay, anyway, one more time. Now, you know me, I always say if you're working on something, anything at all, let's play it slower. Let's play it so slow that there's no way I could possibly squonk or choke or miss a note. That's like a core principle of, by the way, of how I think hey, you want to get better at this instrument?
Play so slow.
To a certain degree, it doesn't matter what you're working on as long as you play it so slow and so clean, because that's what makes you into a clean guitar player. If we practice sloppy, we stay sloppy. Okay, so slow, so clean. Sorry, that was the second half. Okay, so the second half goes. That's how I got out of it. Yeah, brief demo of the different pickup sounds. I really like this TV Jones here. It's got a lollar in the bridge. And Telecaster style guitars sound really good in the middle too. Let's do a big major 7 chord. So cool. That's all we got to talk about for today. Just a fun Huey Lewis arrangement. Hey, cue American Psycho reference. Thanks so much to everybody who supports me in all the ways that you do. Like, subscribe, and share. That costs you nothing, and that helps keep the lights on for YouTube people. It doesn't seem like it does, but it do. One more time, how my business works. Patreon is where I put up charts, backing tracks, and also there's live streams for patrons only. There's also courses that I make in partnership with the folks at Truefire.com, and there's some time available to book lessons with me. Right now, I'm a little bit booked out for the summer, but it's all on my website. You can check it out. As Bill and Ted would say, be excellent to each other. That includes yourself. Happy Friday. Eat pizza.